Welcome to Long Brothers Reviews, the show where sibling rivalry meets cinema, as two brothers rate and debate movies past, present, and coming soon. That's my brother, Todd.
And that's my brother Mike, and this is the second of three Oscar specials, where we'll be arguing not just with each other, but also with the Academy. I will be telling you who I think will win.
And not only will I be telling you who should win, I'll also be pronouncing my words like a grown-up.
There you go.
Today, we'll like...
There you go, see?
Today we're discussing the Best Actor category, and here's who my brother thinks will claim the Oscar if he can get it out of his mouth.
Okay, and the nominees are Steve Carell for Foxcatcher, Bradley Cooper for American Sniper, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Imitation Game, Michael Keaton for Birdman, and Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything. So who will win? Well, this is kind of an interesting category because when American Sniper hit theaters, it generated a ton of momentum. Bradley Cooper seemed to be the clear favorite. And also kind of seemed like he was due because this is a third nomination for either lead or supporting actor in a row for him. Though you look at people like Leonardo DiCaprio and Al Pacino, and you can throw the whole thing about being due out the window. And honestly, there are enough good performances in this category to make this a bit of a horse race. Ultimately, I think there are enough votes that can be stolen away from Cooper by Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's the biggest threat on that front. And Eddie Redmayne, who did win the Golden Globe and the SAG Award. But I don't think there are enough people out there who think he's quite earned the Oscar just yet as some of the other nominees. And truthfully, I don't think anybody expects Steve Carell to be a threat in this race. That being said, I think Michael Keaton will win this for a couple of reasons. One, people genuinely like him. Michael Keaton was Tom Hanks before Tom Hanks was Tom Hanks. He's not a name that usually ends up on this nominee list this time of year. So I think they're going to give it to him instead of Bradley Cooper because, let's face it, Cooper's going to get a lot more nominations throughout his career. He's a young guy. Not that Keaton is old, but when Michael Keaton's name pops up on a list like this, that's not very common. And another thing to keep in mind, Bradley Cooper is a producer on American Sniper. So if that film does get Best Picture, which you'll find out in our other show, what I think about that, they can still give him an Oscar. It's not going to be an acting Oscar, which is, if I'm an actor, I would be the first to admit it's not the same thing. But it's still an Oscar he can put on his mantle and they can't take it away from him.
The fact is, Eddie Redmayne won the SAG Award, and that's voted on by his fellow actors. That gives you a really good insight. SAG Awards have a good track record of predicting this. So who's going to win? If I were betting, I'd say Eddie Redmayne. However, I'm not betting. I get to say whatever I want. And I've been riding this pony back here a year ago when Steve Carell's first posters appeared for Foxcatcher. And he had on this crazy, unrecognizable makeup. He's playing this weird voice, this mad character, and that's who always wins this stuff. I started riding that pony back there at the barn. I'm going to take him all the way to the track. Steve Carell wins for Foxcatcher, as I predicted back when dinosaurs ruled last summer when they were talking about this picture. You can bet your house on it. Thank me later, Steve Carell for Foxcatcher. Here's the deal: is everybody talks about this great and touching performance and all this, and the thing is, like, here you go, Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, the greatest piece of filmed entertainment ever made. Aaron Paul never took an acting lesson. Whole lot of the biggest stars in the world never took acting lessons. It's not necessarily about who is a great actor. It's about who's popular, who got the right role, matched the right face. It's a trick, and it's a gift of genes and luck and timing. So I hate that word performance, even though I use it sometimes. It just strikes me as very pretentious. This is more about, for me, predicting what Hollywood tends to do when they get to vote on this. That's why I'm going with Steve Carell.
Okay, so you say it should be Steve Carell, but it will be Eddie Redmayne.
But if I had been eligible, I would vote for me, but instead I'm going Steve Carell. That's it for this episode. We got one more Oscar special coming up where we will discuss the biggest prize of all, A Kiss from Me. No, Best Picture.
And to find out more about the show, including why my brother was wrong and why it's going to be Michael Keaton who wins Best Actor, including when our next review goes live, and our full ballot predictions for the Oscars, like us on Facebook at Long Brothers Movie Reviews and follow us on Twitter at Long Brothers Movies.
While you are there, you can leave us a message to let us know what movies, past or present, you'd like to hear us argue about.
And if there's a film you and a friend don't see eye to eye on, tell us about it. We'll tell you who's right.
So until next time, that on this side, I think. This side, I'm lost. So until next time, that's my brother Todd.
And that's my brother Mike saying plastics.